welcome to Be the Light. I am Denise Rosonia, your show host, and I am here today filming live from the Wofford Theater, talking with Kathleen Bodie, and we're going to be talking about 4-H today because we've got some deadlines coming up that you guys need to know about. So welcome to the show.
Thank you for inviting us down here. Yeah, with all this nice weather, it really makes it feel like spring and summer, which is what people think of 4-H starting at, but we actually have to start here in winter. We have an enrollment deadline coming up here January 15th, so if people are interested in 4-H, we need to get the word out and register here actually in 1 month.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if people want information on 4-H, where do they go?
Great question. We have a website, extension.purdue.edu/Hamilton County, and they like more information on projects or when clubs meet. There's all kinds of resources there. Then we also have a statewide 4-H enrollment website that we would have you guys then click on, and it's in.4honline.com, and that's where we go and sign up for all your different projects. So you do have to kind of have an idea of what projects you'd like to take and what clubs, if you're brand new, or what club to join before you go into that enrollment website. Sometimes people think it's a little bit backwards because you do have to confirm all that stuff, but we can help walk you through that. Our extension office is actually at the Hamilton County 4-H Fairgrounds, so and we will be open from here till January 15th out there. Just closed for the holidays like the other county buildings, but we're out there to answer any questions or that. So yeah, we have online resources, but also if people need some face-to-face contact to ask those questions of where is that meeting at, that we can go on. The cool thing about 4-H is that you can join wherever you either what fits in your schedule or what club. If you already have somebody, a friend in 4-H, we don't say, oh, because you live here in Noblesville, then you have to meet at a club that's at the fairgrounds or that. Like, you can join wherever you want, whatever works best in your family's schedule. So we kind of like to keep that flexible, and so we have all those clubs and their date listed, or maybe they're always like the third Monday of the month. We have those kind of informations there.
So now people who aren't familiar with 4-H, which I actually wasn't before my daughter joined, can you just kind of tell them a little bit about what it is?
That's like the number one question is when we send home a flyer from school, like, okay, they got this now. Now, what is 4-H? 4-H is a out-of-school time non-formal education program that has over 60 projects, kind of subject areas. So a lot of people think of, well, I don't live on a farm, that's what 4-H is. And that is where we started, that's where our grassroots are, but we are so much more. We have 60 options. So if you like cooking, or if you have a bike, or if you have pocket pets, maybe you have a snake or a gerbil, we actually have a project for that. So that's the kind of neat thing, is that if you have an interest, we probably do have a project, a subject matter that would cover that area, and you would learn more about that, attend workshops to learn about, to go in more depth. Maybe if you like vet science, we have some vets that you can job shadow for an afternoon and go see them. It is a great career development program as well. There's just so much different things that we do. A lot of our things are also learned by doing, like actually physically doing the activity. All of our projects are very hands-on oriented. And it's just a neat thing to do. There are over 2,000 4-Hers here in Hamilton County, so you're not alone out there. We've got some great resources. The cool thing I've seen over the years as in 4-H is for 3rd through 12th graders. So as they become older 4-Hers, they get to be more mentorships to those 3rd and 5th graders, the younger ages, and that I think is the best part about 4-H, is seeing that leadership development and then wanting to share the passion.
Well, and also along with that, at the club level, they get the opportunity to actually be the ones running the meetings. They have the leadership roles. I really like that.
Yes. So might be thinking, well, what is a club? They usually meet monthly, and that's where a lot of it is general 4-H information. We have club officers that are the older 4-H members, and they do run the meetings. We have volunteers that help make sure, not getting too much mischief during the club meetings, but it really is youth led. And the neat thing, I've had many college students or people that have 4-H alumni come back and say, I was at this meeting and they didn't know how to run a meeting. I'm like, it's because you've been doing it since you were in 3rd grade. That's why. You know how a meeting is run, and you understand a little bit about Robert's Rule of Order and how to understand how a meeting is run, make sure you have an agenda. Those things that sometimes we take as granted for adults, but at some point you had to learn that, and 4-H is a great opportunity for youth to see that at the club level.
Yeah, and it just gives them so many great opportunities. I know my daughter got involved because she enjoys sewing and cooking, but didn't have a sport that she participated in that she could compete in, and this was a wonderful opportunity for her to get in and learn about competition and try it out that way and get to do things that she enjoys, because I think back to Kathleen's point, as a mother, when I heard 4-H, I was thinking farm. So it was very interesting to me. It's been very interesting to me to go walk around and see all the different projects. We have actually brought our guinea pig in the last 2 years and shown our guinea pig, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of, if you have a cat or a dog, or the Pocket Pet Project, rabbits, we have, and then we also have obviously still the large animals, even in Hamilton County, which is always growing. We still do have a large livestock show, so we do have those opportunities, but that's just not all what we do here in Hamilton County. And actually we have even a robotics club that's starting up, so lots of STEM projects. I know that's a hot topic across the nation, helping youth understand that science is important, and there's a lot of job opportunities out there. A lot of our projects are science-based, so that's a great way to figure out, what is engineering, or how can I put these things together to make an interesting project to exhibit at the county fair.
Well, and a lot of times professionals in those fields are directly involved, which is so wonderful. Sharing their expertise. That's
the neat thing, is that as we get more depth into, because I don't know everything about these projects, so in each of these projects I have a content specialist, and we call them project superintendents, and they really help us out to learn about electricity or learn about whatever the subject matter is, and give that real life experience to that 4-H'er.
So if you don't mind, again, sharing that website information for people that might want to learn more about it.
Yeah, so our website is extension.purdue.edu/Hamilton County, and if you are on that page, you just slide over to the youth tab, and all kinds of our projects are listed. There's a tab about our clubs. There are all of our handbooks, our rules, like what, if you would actually be interested in what goes to the county fair. We haven't really mentioned the fair, but 4-H is year-round. A lot of people think it's just about that 1 week, but we do so much more than all the others as well.
Yeah. And so definitely, if you do think you have an interest in it, go ahead and take a look now. Get your kids started on their projects early. And the fair dates will be July 21st through the 25th this coming year. So we will be back in just a moment. Thank you.
When Margaret and I decided to sell the old estate here, we had only one choice in signage: Logan Street signs and banners. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore, but rather located on 10th Street on the south side of Noblesville. Well, we sold the old beauty, and we were able to buy this wonderful estate. And we had so much money left over, I was able to buy this beautiful 1968 Eldorado Cadillac for Margaret. Only 472,000 miles. Margaret loves it because it's got those big seats and that heavy-duty suspension to support her svelte frame. Next time you're looking for signs or banners, call old Jim at Logan Street Signs and Banners, 773-7200. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
Everyone knows it's easy to find first-run movies in the big theaters. But where can you go to watch your favorite classic movies on the big screen for the perfect night out? Why rent a flick when you can rent the entire theater? Call today to reserve our 32-seat theater for your next event, or just stop by to see what's showing this weekend. 14 by 7 foot screen and the high quality digital surround sound system offers all the amenities you would expect from the big theaters, with a laid back atmosphere and comfortable seating of your own home. Wofford Theater at 1744 South 10th Street in Noblesville gives you the classic movies you want with a big theater experience.
Welcome back to Be the Light. I am Denise Rosonia, your show host, and I did want to thank our show sponsors today. We've got Noblesville Chick-fil-A and Hamilton County Television. Also, something really exciting coming up is First Night, and that is also one of our show sponsors today. So be sure to check out the website for that, which is www.firstnightnoblesville.com, and that is about a free event that is coming up at the Hamilton County 4-H Fairgrounds for New Year's Eve, and we do need some volunteers with that, so you can just touch base with Mr. Jim Wofford if you want that, and his contact information is hopefully up on that website, but if not, you can just touch base with me and I'll get it to you. So, I want to welcome Jackson Von Blon to the show. How are you?
I'm good. You?
Good, thank you. So Jackson is a 4-H'er, and he's going to tell us about some of his experience with 4-H.
So, a lot of my experience with 4-H is through 4 main projects. One project being woodworking, another being photography. Then I have done rabbits and cooking throughout the entirety of my 4-H career, I guess. But it's so much fun to see other people's projects because you work with a lot of other people that do different projects, and you can kind of learn through them. So, for instance, you might go to the llama barn and learn a bit about llamas, but within my personal 4-H experience, it's just fun to teach people about rabbits in general. Because that being my main project, I do a lot with it. The only non-fun thing with rabbits is probably the cleaning. But then you have cooking, which is absolutely fun. Your family loves you for doing it because you get so much food over the holidays. And in fact, if you win like grand champion, they're just like, oh, bring your food to the next family get-together. And,
so you have a new job.
Yeah, I do have a new job because I actually got grand champion on my rolls this year, which was nice. And then I got reserve grand champion on my rabbit 2 years ago, I believe.
Now, can you explain to people what that means?
So what each of the different ranks means is, first you have white ribbon, which is pretty much disqualified. You don't want to get one of those, but it's still okay. You just need to learn to improve. So even if you do get a white ribbon your first year, it's not a bad thing. And then there's the red ribbon, which is you're definitely, I take it as you're definitely improving, but you could still get better. And then blue ribbon is we believe you're reaching a good amount of potential that you can tap into. And then you have the higher ranks, which first you get reserve grand champion, which is basically saying you did really good, just there was one person above you.
Okay.
And then grand champion is basically saying, you know, you did the best that you could do, and we believe that you deserve to go on to bigger and greater things.
So that one goes to state?
That person does go to state. Now, there are certain projects where you can go to state no matter what. For instance, a lot of the livestock, it's just a fee to get into the state fair. Okay. Whereas with foods or certain other projects, like I believe woodworking is one and photography might be one, you have to get the grand champion to move on.
Okay.
But yeah, the only other real award in that is your honor, and I'm not sure exactly what that means. I just know that I've gotten those before.
So how many years have you been in 4-H?
This past year will have been my 5th year. Okay. So I am going into my 6th year as a 4-H.
Oh, awesome! So you'll get to that 10-year member, and
I'm hoping to get to the 10-year member. And the one thing with getting to 10-year member, it's not just going through all of the paperwork, or it's not just entering into 4-H again. You have to get books done, which every year they give you a book, and it might change throughout the years. So, for instance, they have a 5 to 6 and a 6 to, or and a 7 to 8 and a 9 to 12, I believe, book for every project. And so you'll get one of these books and you'll fill it out for that year, and you only have so many projects you have to do in each book, though.
Right.
And so once you have that done, you will turn it into your 4-H leader, and then, of course, in order to get that full tenure member, you have to actually compete in fair that entirety of the 10 years.
Okay. So how did you get involved with the rabbits?
So, truthfully, I'm kind of confused on that one myself. I like to think it was because I thought they were cute, but, there were also some people that kind of helped bring me into it. For instance, my mom and dad, they kind of brought up the idea to me, and they just brought up the idea of 4-H, and they said, well, what projects do you want to do? And so I, of course, wanted to do it since I'm here now, but it was one of those things where it was like, oh, this first year I'll choose what I think is most fun. But yeah.
So now, for any young people that are watching the show that are thinking they might want to join 4-H, what kind of tips would you give them? What recommendations?
Don't do what I did first off and join 4 projects in the first year.
Yeah.
I would recommend 2 or 3, mainly because it makes it easier on the 4-H'er themselves.
And the parent.
And, yeah, and the
Just
parent.
saying.
But
that's a great piece of advice.
Yeah, the thing is that the work can get overwhelming, and they'll end up being lazy and procrastinating the work until the very last minute. I know I did.
Yeah, that's a great piece of advice.
Yeah. And then as well, do what you enjoy as long as it is within the parameters that you might have set with your parents. Do what you enjoy. Last thing is, always look around fair to see what projects you might want to do. So if you do end up joining fair, say this year, then look around fair and see, what other kids are enjoying, what you might enjoy within the 4-H program.
Yeah, that's all great advice. And I would say from the parental standpoint, it can be a little bit confusing if you are new to 4-H, so definitely ask for help. Kathleen and the other folks there at the 4-H office are wonderful about helping out with questions and helping us kind of sort through that maze the first time we go through it. After that, easy peasy, no problem, you've got it. So again, I want to thank you for your time here today, Jackson. We do have a show change that I need to tell you about. We're going to be off the next 2 weeks for the holidays, and when we return after the new year, we're actually going to be filming on the first and third Tuesdays only, and it'll be at 3 p.m. So we've got a little programming note for you there. And again, I do want to thank our show sponsors today, the Noblesville Chick-fil-A, Hamilton County Television, and First Night Noblesville. So be sure to check out that website for the First Night Noblesville. It's going to be a good time, and it is free on New Year's Eve. I know I usually am in bed at 9 o'clock, so I'll have to come check it out. I hope all of you have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I will see you after break. Thank you.